Okay, now I can actually start the stream. I don't know why it reset all of the content, the like title and stuff ahead of time, but we should be good now. And my audio levels should be fine. And yeah, okay. I am working on just some Vic-20 stuff. So I thought I would just stream while I'm just programming random little things. So I'm using the Vic-20 emulator, Vice, and then I've been working on a bunch of example code for Vic-20, and then I've also kind of been building out my own reference. That's over here. So like the basic language reference as I go through books or other resources. The Vic-20 reference, so this is about like the character codes and memory map, that stuff that I need. So what I was working on, well, I was trying to work on like a little shmup, but let me show you some stuff I did. This. Whatever. Discard. No, that's just a picture. Okay. So I was working on making like little maps, and you could move around. You were the purple dude. There's a whole lot of stuff that I just don't know how to do with the Vic-20 yet, but could eventually figure out. Let's see. So there's another example of a map sort of thing, but what I'm actually just working on right now is a little... Oh, it says that there will be buffering because YouTube is not experiencing enough video to maintain smooth streaming. That's weird. Yeah. Am I at a really low frame rate? Is everything really slow? I mean, OBS looks okay. I don't know. If it's annoying, let me know. But I am just working on a very rudimentary shmup using the character sprites, not sprites, but like the character codes and drawing on characters. So it's not smooth sprite scrolling because that's takes some workarounds on the Vic-20. So just using character set. Okay, yeah, audio sounds good. Thanks. Okay, so it just I was refactoring stuff and now we need to figure out why it's not getting into the game loop. So we start the game, I have it go to init, it does that, then it's supposed to start the game loop, yeah, but it just didn't. Oh. We'll do that. Let's see if that fixes it. No. Great. So as we go through here, I'll just look at this stuff. So I did a little title screen. It barely does anything. Get a key press. I have a initialization subroutine further down. It's at 2000, so it's supposed to say please wait. Did it even do that? It said wait. So it's probably setting up the variables. And then it's supposed to clear the screen, which it did. And then return to the caller. So that should take it back here. It should start the game loop. Let's just look at the last line here. Should come back up because we are using basic and we only have go-to statements. As far as I can tell, there's no while loops. You could use a for loop, but okay, now I just have to figure this out. Let's just comment this part out and see if it gets to the game loop. I drew a circle on the screen. Wait a minute. Now it's drawing my little character, but it's not moving their X or Y position. And of course, we test things out by just writing print statements. Okay. Came down here. And then this end statement is supposed to just in the game, because usually you can put data at the bottom or whatever. Clear screen, runs, clears the screen, and it's supposed to come back. I don't know if... Does go sub only work one time? I don't know for sure. But I figure it wouldn't be a problem. Let's just go ahead and, for the time being, we should just write all of this together. So where's my initialization? We'll throw that in here. I have to renumber everything now. This is why basic is annoying. So we are going to, let's just get rid of that for now as well. And we'll have this start at, let's just make this 100 and then shift all these to like a 200 or something. Okay, so we'll make everything with the 0 starting off as a 2. We'll make these all 3s so that I don't have to modify the numbers a whole lot. And down here, go back up to the start of my loop, 250. And then these are just kind of like subroutines. So basically here, this calculates the index number of the screen symbol memory address. So like this is the screen. The very first memory address is 7680, and that goes down to whatever 8164 plus 21 is. So we have to do a little bit of math to get the symbol memory address, and same for the color code. So that's a different set of memory addresses. So we calculate that, and I just have this as a subroutine. Except you can't write functions that take more than one argument here, so I'm stuck with just making a go-to type of thing. Okay, so we are commenting that part out. Let's just paste this in. With the Vice emulator, I can hit Alt-Insert and just paste that all in, which makes my programming a lot easier. Program it in a good text editor. So that's the title screen. Wait, redimmed array, error in 134. So this is where I was trying to make arrays. And so I haven't really used arrays yet in basic. So I'll comment these out as well while we're going through. Basically, I had a little ship. Oh no, wait. Why are you doing that? Just says wait over and over. And clear screen is still at 1300. Don't need that right now. Also, if I erase a line of code over here, I either have to rem comment it out, or I have, in order to like make that line of code go away, because otherwise it's still going to be in the list, the program list. So, title screen, press any key. We'll just paste that back in. I had things working, and then I didn't push into my source control, because I've just been kind of messing around with this. But I had a little ship running, or drawing. Why is it looping? I don't know. Game loop, update. Okay, what are all the go-tos in this document? We have go-to 40, that's already commented out. Go-to 250 to continue on with the loop. Why would it be saying wait multiple times? Okay, what about our Go subs? Document. 1300. These are the calls to get the symbol address. I don't know, it's so much harder to debug basic code. I guess I'll just add in more print statements. This is also why people tend to not make their numbers in BASIC just single increments, you know, +1 of each other, so you can add your print statements everywhere. So, I mean, clearly, or at least I hope, setup done. Setup finishes, but then it, like, starts again? Getting a key after the setup. Let me hard reset this. I don't think that would change anything. Because I'm not, like, messing with, like, other memory. Break in 126. Yeah, so, I mean, this is so weird. And pressing any key doesn't seem to do anything there. Now it says hi. Like this hi to. Okay, so it's. I was gonna say it's probably running but not drawing, but then it shouldn't be going all the way back to the initialization over and over again. We're gonna throw this down here as well. Let's just make this 1000 or 1100, I don't know. So that's the init call. I have to redo all that. Because before I had the initialization code, I had a lot of Go subs because I was trying to organize everything like functions. But then that also couldn't make it harder to debug. And now I've just messed up everything. Syntax error in 100. What is going on here? Hey there, how's it going? Okay, I am going to maybe add some stuff in here. So, that's not what I want to do. We're resetting the computer. Let's just, nope, dang it. Okay. I'm going to skip the title. We're going to add this in and just make sure that it's grabbing stuff, but really at this point, we'll just see what the key value is. Dang it. So it's like displaying the key value. If I hit a key, it'll show me the key code. Yeah, how's it going, Dave? I recognize your username. So we'll keep that. We have adjusting the player, like the position they want to go to. So I'm going to print out X as well. This is why everything needs to be numbered differently. Every rim, let's reset. So we'll make this, so that's like 280, 270, 260. I guess I already kind of did that. I haven't seen Brad lately. I mean, I took some gifts for his kid around Christmas, but I haven't hung out with him a whole lot much. Dustman bought a DOS PC for QBasic programming, but been so busy. Programming in BASIC is chill. It's been fun. Except now that I have this weird error that I don't know what I did. But that's why we were going to just print out a bunch of stuff. So this rim statement doesn't need to be there. We're gonna grab these again. So game loop, move player. Well, if I'm only grabbing part of it, it's not going to work out too good. So we're just going to comment all that out, comment this out. That's up there. Those are all commented out now. We have our game loop. Just copy this chunk. Mm-hmm. 264. Oh, probably because I didn't copy these down here, because we also need those to run the game. Oh, nope. Where are we? What are we missing? Oh. Oh, is that my problem? That's my problem. Okay, let's go back. That's the problem. I didn't find it because it's not a go-to statement, because your if statement, you can just put another number afterwards and it will jump to that spot. So how far back are we? I had moved the init code, and that's what caused the problem. We're just gonna... Oh, I don't know, man. Okay, we're not commenting that out. I think we should be good. So this is if they didn't hit anything, we're skipping redrawing the player. So we have update, clear the last position, move the player, draw the player. Then I have some bullet stuff. So if they did not hit left or right, or actually this is A and D, we're skipping move player, draw player. We're going to 300. I have to check those if statements. A B is not a bad grade for like a data structures class. Let me pop out the chat. Okay. Let's also look for any then statements for other jumps. 300, 200. Skip bullet update. If there are bullets on the screen, okay, this is supposed to go. Do we have bullets? So clear the last location, move the bullet, draw the bullet. So we'll go to, let's just make this 400. And then we'll make that 500. Yeah, this is another annoying thing in BASIC, is the number codes and not really having like text labels. So we'll just paste that in. And let's see if it does a thing yet. Okay, there's my character. I didn't clear the screen properly. There's my little bullet. Oh, and I guess that green dot is an alien. Gosh, that took 5 minutes. No, not 5 minutes. How long have I... Where's my OBS? Projected 20 minutes of debugging my BASIC code. Okay. Let me grab something else. Vic-20. Okay. Yeah, the Math Kingdom Quest game. I would like to make educational games, especially like for kids, because I had a lot of educational games I really liked as a kid. But it seems like that's only viable for mobile devices these days, and I hate programming for mobile devices. Like Google keeps emailing me that all my games are going to be off of the store because like you have to update this or that every so often. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Yeah, I love edutainment. I love Math Blaster. There's like Troggle, Trouble, Math. Just a lot. Even creative games like Storybook Weaver and Hollywood or Little Movie Makers. I always really liked those. Okay, so we press a key, initialization. It's supposed to clear the screen. Init. Set up the screen, set up bullets, set up arguments, enemies. I was trying to, oh, well, I didn't change the indices, so that's why that doesn't work. And then this is also supposed to clear the screen so we can actually draw everything proper. So 1300. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let me update these. Maybe those will now be drawn properly. No, still just the one. So I was working on that down here. Before I continue, though, let me go ahead and make a backup. I was also working on a little map editor, but I didn't do anything really yet. So if I basically working with this stuff, so I'll just put that under tools. It has no actual functionality yet, but it renders the characters and the screen space of the Vic-20, and then there's my hand-drawn character set that I made for the thing. So I was going to set it so I could set the tiles up here, and then it would give me the list of codes for each of these, because the way this looks, to actually draw a map like that, is just a bunch of numbers, because it's just a bunch of character codes on the screen. So that is this, which is quite lovely. So That's only the characters and not like the colors. That would be more data as well. There is limited data on our Vic-20. So, draw enemies. I'm trying to iterate. Oh, I don't have a next eye, so I guess it was just never iterating to the next dude in the list, so I should make it skip that. Okay, there's my 5 aliens. I'm just gonna make like a little Space Invaders sort of thing. I want to skip the title. So what would be good? Let's see. The screen size width is about 22. So maybe like 5, 10, 15, 20, 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, maybe. Now what are you mad at? Statement 10. Okay, skip that and go to 100. Okay, there's some dudes. I missed 15, but 15, 12, 9, and 6. I think that would look a little better. So then, why is that one over there? I want you at position 6. We can come down here and look at the logic for the enemies, so we can move them around. I'm going to change this to 500, and then we'll do 400. Or it can be inside the same spot. I just don't usually like putting update logic with my draw logic, but this is basic, and we're inside of a loop, so let's not make more loops than we need. So I'll just put this to like the 20s, and I'll make this like a 50. So this is the draw. Over here, let's see. Update, enemy. We could just have them keep moving, and if they wrap around the screen, they just go down a level. That would be easier than having more data stored for the direction that they're currently moving. So we'll do this the lazy way. Each enemy's X coordinate is a EXI +1. If EXI is greater than the width of the screen, then we'll do EXI is 0 and EX or EYI is +1. So that should move them around, and then they're not going to stop at the bottom, but we can just see how it works. And it didn't like that. 421. I'm in the for loop. What are you mad about? The error messages. Oh. What? Next without 4. Why? I'm not clearing the screen, right? And these use IX and IY. I also read in a Vic manual somewhere that only the first 2 letters of a variable name count. So I have to be careful not to like reuse letter or names. But come on, what are you mad about? We're iterating through the enemies here. We're going to the next thing there. Update the enemy. Then draw them to the screen. I mean, I could have 2 separate for loops. And just see if that works generally from a why is this not working standpoint. $408. Oh, this is probably from remembering my code. This is why it's nice that I have an external text editor and I can just paste the code in, because I can't imagine having to like write an entire game on the Vic-20. Also, there's like no saving unless you have a floppy drive. Okay, it's moving, but I forgot to make it not, or to clear out the previous location. So we draw and then we update, because we have to draw we have to draw over their previous location and then update and then draw again, basically. So clear previous position. Let's see if we can get all of this working inside of the for loop this time. So clear previous position. This is basically my input arguments, setting input X, input Y, calls down there, grabs the information I need, poke the memory address, get rid of that thing. So this is going to be updating the enemy. That's going to be later. So move them over and then move them down. Draw enemy. So now this is going to be the same, but they've moved, so. And then this will be 430. Now over here, I could type in like list 380 and see the line of code there and edit things that way, or view everything by just typing list. But that's kind of a pain. Okay, let's see if that does what I want it to do. Okay, we're gonna have to type in new again and paste the code in again because I changed the label numbers. I'm sure there has to be like a text editor out there somewhere that automatically takes care of your line numbers for you and updates them, but who's writing BASIC these days to actually have like a smart BASIC IDE? I poked the wrong color and number. So 32 is space. We want to just draw a space. The color doesn't matter, but we'll make that black. There. Now they're moving around. My ship doesn't show up. There we are. Oh, it's just probably very slow now because it's updating those things. And when you shoot, it's going to be very, very slow. You have to be really good at planning. Oh, no, I missed. I don't have any collision at the moment, but this is really slow. I should just stick to turn-based games for the Vic. Exciting gameplay. I can also only shoot one bullet at a time. I could create an array of bullets, but then we'll have more loops. I wonder if this code, well, the memory map for the Commodore 64 is probably much different. I could probably port it over somewhat. We could just call this the dot screensaver. Or I could just have one. We could start with like just one enemy. Let's see if that's any faster. Well, that's two enemies. Seems faster. Or 0 to 0. Yeah, like that would be kind of doable, but still a really boring game. I can only shoot the one bullet at a time. I mean, I could make this like a Pong sort of thing. Or this could be the game's just the challenge of trying to plan your bullet to hit the exact little dude. I could possibly make the enemy fatter by adjusting this and just doing a -1 and a +1. And then I could eventually like account for that in the collision detection. So it's like the challenge of killing the... Why is he... Oh, I haven't updated the colors either. Why is it not doing more? I figured that would be wider. What if I make it like that? Okay. Now I just have a random dot up there and I don't know why. But it would be a little easier to shoot this caterpillar or something. Still difficult. Not a lot of fun. But we're just gonna iterate on it. That one would have been a hit. Why is there a circle in the top? I don't know. I could make like a falling number matrix thing and be like, oh, the 2000s, but 1980. Okay. How would you turn a shmup into a turn-based thing? Like you move and then the other guys move. So here's another idea. Let's set that back to 4 and set these to commented out. And this. And what we'll do, instead of that, does get sit there waiting? Does it? No, okay, it has a little prompt. But I think I can do if K equals, well, no, it's not a string. What is K if I'm not hitting anything? $64? What is 64? I don't know. I guess it's a space or something. So if K is equal to 64, then go back to the same line. And then that way it would just sit there waiting for me. So if I move this way, then everyone else moves. So and I can hit the bullet, but nothing will move until I move. So we make like a space shmup roguelike, I don't know. Still not very compelling gameplay. I do think if I go off this side, it'll just wrap me around. I think I coded that in. Kind of. It's just... Well, this could be interesting to put in with my little map drawing program. I cannot imagine, like, wasn't Ultima just written in BASIC? I cannot imagine writing Ultima in BASIC. I can imagine writing it in C++. Or maybe C, but I can't imagine writing anything beyond like arcade games in BASIC. Okay, so I think I might randomly place enemies on the screen. I think that would make it more interesting than just having Space Invaders style. Do I have random in here? Okay, so over here, we'll do some random numbers. And I believe these have to have a 1, and then we can multiply it by the upper bound. Let's make that go to 18. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so now they're still all going that way. I could have them move randomly. I don't know. Then they'll just kind of jitter in place usually. But bullets, previous position enemy. So we'll do 411. X is random. Is that going to be 0, 1, or 2, or is that going to be 0 to 1? Wait, no, it generates a number between 0 and 1. Here. That's wrong. This is do print random 1. So yeah, that gives me a floating point number. I think it's supposed to be like int random times 2. So we'll just do this real quick. Some zeros. Okay, I think it's just going to be 0 to 1. So we'll make that 0 to 2. Then also minus 1, I think is what I want. So then it will like move horizontally randomly. You can see how that looks. And in this case, I might go ahead and get rid of the turn-based part. So for the key input, that way we can just watch how they move. I'll do that. Okay, they seem to just be in the same position. Key basic devs. I've seen, wasn't dark basic really popular like in the early 2000s as well? I know a lot of people was using that. I'm getting some positive and negative ones. Okay. Oh, also line numbers. Okay. We'll do the same with Y. We'll check that out. Here. 412Y is the same thing. We'll make this 4, 15, 16, 19. But I might have to overwrite some lines of code because I just moved things around. And there was a syntax error because I pasted on top of an arrow. There we go. So now they're kind of moving around randomly. Keep hitting spacebar to shoot, but I just made W the shoot key. But I can't shoot? Or no, it's just very slow. I don't know how to turn this into a fun game. I also can't like rotate my sprite without doing more fancy work with like the character sets. So here, let me open up my map program. And I'll just paste that in real quick. Just kind of brainstorming. I have written pick and sticks. It's not the greatest pick and sticks. There's all the data. And then I have a big REM of placeholders. So here's my little RPG house. I can move around. Whee! And it won't let me walk through the walls. I basically have to be on a clear tile in order to walk on it. So I could do this, but with the randomly moving enemies sort of thing. Or I could try to build a HUD or something where you can like press the button and you'll talk to the shopkeeper. I can't imagine doing all that logic in BASIC, but I want to make some games. What else can I do? A lot of the stuff I want to make, I'd have to add like customized character sets to do my own custom art. So I'm trying to think of like really simple things I can do with just that. Now, with our Shmuppy game, if I made it more like a breakout, then I wouldn't have to be redrawing the other blocks every time, and that would speed things up a bit. Because you draw it once and then you just draw it again. Or draw over it whenever it is ready to go away. So I could do that. So for instance, let's just keep those there for now. We'll treat those like blocks. Maybe I'll set them to more of a block 98. So when we draw those, it'll be like that. They're not going to move around. So we'll just comment all of that out. And then maybe for now it could just be like you're shooting at... No, you shouldn't be redrawing. Oh, that's also probably why it slows. It's redrawing them all the time. We're just gonna put this with an initialization code. We don't need all this either. Let's call this draw a block. Okay. So we have that. I'm going to comment out this version, and in the initialization code, wherever I put that, make this blocks, and we'll just draw them to the screen here. So this will be like 150. So they'll be drawn. They don't get redrawn each cycle. Only the player gets redrawn if they move around. This is clear screen. And then maybe they can just shoot at the blocks. And we can add collision detection. And I'll be like, yay, I'm shooting blocks. This is the most fun. The most fun you can have in 1980. Oh no. Oh, that's... Oh, this needs to go first. Let's just clear the screen earlier. So there's our blocks. And we can destroy them. Actually, the bullet destroys it anyway, because it draws a blank space where it was before. So we could technically have a ton of blocks, and that wouldn't be overly taxing. Can I use variables with these? You never know with basic. So if I did something like 134, 4 x equals 0 to width of the screen. Let's just make them all at the top for now. So we'll dim these first. We'll go through these. We will just set these to the different x coordinates, and we'll set these to 0. And this should be something more like, again, if it works, like if I could just make that I. Declare that, iterate through, and set them up. I guess technically I wouldn't need another loop at this point. It would come down here and draw each block. Grab the thing. No, this is just going to be I. Hopefully draw it to the screen. We'll see. That didn't do what I wanted it to do. So, okay. Width is 22. We'll just print out the x coordinate and the y coordinate just to make sure that I'm, again, I might need to repaste in all the code. I'm not totally sure. I would assume maybe I can't dynamically allocate this array, but we'll see. I might just have to tell it it's 22. Oh, no, that worked. It was too many, but width is technically 21. Okay. So we created our line of blocks. We could create like a player score. Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll just create really simple breakout, and then I'll implement some ball physics. Now, if we did okay, so like in C++, what I would do is iterate through all the blocks once they're there and check to see if any of them got hit by the ball. But I don't need to do that here in BASIC. I can just say, hey, is the bullet/ball, is the tile it's going to be on bar tile? And if that's the case, then we could change things around. So 98 is our bar tile. Here's the bullet. Bullet, last location. Move bullet. Now down here we can say is there a block? So this is to draw the bullet, but we could say if it is, if peak at that location, if it's equal to 98, then we've hit something. So then we could like reverse the direction. So then I'll need another variable for the direction of the block or the ball. It'll automatically erase the ball or erase the block because it's just overriding it. But let's see, bullet. Let's see, bullet direction is -1. So then is the block. Then we'll just set this to the opposite. Up here where it's setting the bullet movement, we'll just flip that. And then down here, we'll just kind of update that part. I'm going to have to paste in the other variable because I forgot. Oh, no, +1. Starting off with +1. We can do the same thing to check to see if it hits the player as well. We can make the player some wider thing. So that's shooting up, and then it bounced off. Technically, it drew on that location, and then bounced off. So if that happens, we can also say bullet y is bullet y -1. Well, we still want to overwrite that spot. But we already have that. I don't know. I'm trying to think. We'll move the bullet back down. And we could also like set its we'd have to have a dx and dy or velocity like x and y for it if we're gonna have it go in diagonals and stuff. I'm just trying to think because this is gonna overwrite it with like a blank spot, like if I do a 32. But then if I want to draw the bullet again, I have to grab the position again. Okay. No, that did not that did not fix it. Okay. We'll just keep it this way for now. Ugh, just a second. Just keep those there. And comment that part out. Okay, so now it bounces back. I'm gonna have to change this to like a direction 1. I want to name it S, which is supposed to be like shot X, shot Y. Then I need a velocity X, velocity Y. That's velocity Y. We'll just start velocity X at 0. And then we need to rename it. Actually, I need to copy paste this here while I'm thinking about it. And rename wherever we were at. So velocity Y. Oh. We'll do that. Move bullet plus the velocity. So bullet, add the velocity X. When we hit the thing, we have to change the velocity Y, and we can set Vx is equal to int random 1 times 2 minus 1. Was that my little formula? Let's see if that works. I don't know. We'll see. But no. Ah, I almost hit myself. Okay, we'll also have to reverse the Y velocity if it hits the side. Hit screen edge 361 if the bullet X is less than 0 or bullet X is greater than width. Then Vx equals negative Vx. That should be okay, maybe. Whee! Oh, it came out the other side. We'll just set this to equals 0 or equals the width. And then we can have the ball just always moving. Oh, I don't have anything to bounce it off the bottom now. 370 rim hit player. Actually, we'll do this as hit block. The player sprite is 65. Then we'll just do the same thing. I guess I could use an or statement. We'll just use an or statement. And I'll make my player a little longer too. It made me disappear. Okay, so this kind of resembles a game now. Oh no, it went off the top of the screen. Or if bullet Y is equal 0. While I'm at it, let me go ahead and expand my player being drawn. So we'll -1, +1. Oops, I'm not erasing the entire thing. Now this is just going to be like Etch-a-Sketch breakout. Like, you just draw the trail, that's going to be a wall. I mean, then it like erases your wall, so that could be interesting, I guess. And maybe if you don't have it barricaded there, then it then that causes a problem. Though it's not very challenging. So for my clear, dang it, now I have to deal with numbers. Or I could just avoid it. I could do this. Oh no, it's not doing it right. Erase that side. Weird. Oh, because I also didn't type the correct thing in. And actually, I need to draw the player when the game starts. So we'll do that with the indent. Let's see if that helps. Out of memory. Oh no. Is it... Get rid of that stuff. Here, let's just paste the code in as is and see if we still get that error. Run. Okay. Oh, it's overdrawing my blank stuff. It should only do that if the player moved. So if the key is nothing, then go to 252, which should be... That's probably just out of date. And it didn't draw my player. Okay, why are you flashing? Oh, wait. No, this goes back. That was the... Never mind. Grab the key. This is only if we want turn-based. Which there's no reason to do that. If the key was not left or right, then go to 300. Shoot. Check for shoot bullet. Which I'll change that and just make the bullet always there. We'll just set this to width -2. Let's do height height divided by 2, sorry. But then why is my player not being drawn? Because they should be in the middle of the screen. Draw a block. Did I not draw the player again? Cool. Is my program too big? I know I have a limited amount of variable space as well. It could also be like if I remove my comments, maybe I'll have more space. But I like my comments. I hate that. I hate it all. Here, let's just get rid of the extra comments I have to make things look nice. Yeah. I like my text. Actually, was that a ton of... No, it's not trailing spaces, but I can still click that up. I hate having to remember that, oh yeah, the 1400 and 1500 are my special little subroutines. Let's get rid of that. See if we can get away with just less white space in the program code. Can get rid of that. Erase all of the extra rims that are commented out code. Okay. I'm still invisible when I'm not moving. Do I have something? Bonk. Um, clear last position. But it shouldn't be doing that if you're not moving. It should just leave you where you're at. Why? We're just gonna watch the bricks get broken. Maybe this is a good chance to just test for a game over state so that I can write that in. Um, that just wrapped around the screen. That was not the intention. Okay, I guess we're just wrapping around the screen. Where did the ball go? It went somewhere. It's back. What is it bouncing on? My height is still at like 22. Is that 22? I thought... Oh well. I mean, I guess I could try to program the little DVD menu bouncy thing. I don't know what this gameplay is. It's like, oh, we'll just make this a feature. You're a ghost ship. You're cloaked. You can only come out of cloaking when you move, and you can only hit the ball while you're moving. Why did it bounce? What is going on? This is all gross. I hate it. Well, that certainly is a thing. The best game ever. I don't... It like bounced right here. I don't know... I don't need shoot bullet. It might still... No, okay. If we're hitting brick or player, or the Y position is 0, or the Y position is the height of the screen, then reverse the Y velocity and randomize the X velocity. And if we hit the left or the right side of the screen, it should also reverse the X velocity. And then this is just drawing something blank at the player's position. That must be what's causing a problem. I don't know. I think I mistook that for the init part of the code. Look, we exist now. My ship got killed. Also, it wrapped around the screen again. Tell me your secrets, asterisk of yellow. Okay. Why are you wrapping around the screen? And I guess technically I'm not... I know why, most likely. I didn't tell it to go back. So it... Here, we'll do this. SX equals SX minus the current velocity, and then we reverse the velocity. So you go back and not continue down your way and then hit the width and then... Nope. Here. We'll just do it for... If it's at 0, we're gonna push it back that way, hopefully, and then reverse the velocity. We're not going to check for the right-hand side right now. And we'll just wait to see. So... I don't... I'm gonna cry. It's adding on with the velocity. Well, I guess it bounced on the bottom. And then it seems like the bottom is being moved, but that should just be the height. How are you wrapping around the screen? Okay, let's just keep it to that. I can also search the rest of the document for SX. If sx equals 0, then print collide. See if that executes. I hit the wrong thing. It did not print collide. It does hit line 362. Oh, bleh. Oh. Why is it a decimal? Why is it a decimal? Where did it become a decimal? Because this is random. Right? I guess we can force it to be a integer in case it wasn't. Now it's just not going to bounce in the way I want it to. Wait, I just did that to the velocity. This should be SX. It collided! Okay, we don't need this part. Okay. If it's that, or the width of the screen, or we might need to do width -1, I'm not sure. Let it bounce. Bonk. 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 Oh no. Is it stuck in perpetual same velocity? No, no, it's going out now. I could also have it so that if you hit the ball on the left of your little dude, then you have a left velocity and vice versa for the right side of your paddle. Go to the right. Go that way. Positive velocity. No. Okay. I might add velocity change based on hitting the player. And then we'll see. So that's the screen edge. Over here we'll do if bouncy ball x is equal to rx and sx or sy equals py, then in that case we just say vx is 0, vy is minus vy. If sx equals px minus 1 and sy equals py, then vx equals -1, sx equals px plus 1, and sy equals py, then vx equals +1. So we'll see how that pans out. Go in some direction. It's really hard to tell. Ah! Nope, it just hit straight up. But it did go up. I mean, I could also... Let's set this to not. Or just to reverse. So not a random one. That way... Well, I probably should paste that line of code. Okay, so then I can kind of test properly with this. And... Oh, nope. No. Wasn't it working? Hello, Puxped Verstek. If we hit the player's X coordinate and Y coordinate, oh, well, I should have probably also set that. Is that what the thing was? What are we doing? Why do I... Why do I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing with BASIC? Okay. Floating points! Why? I should just put this somewhere else in the code, but we'll do that. Okay, now I know if there is a bug, it's probably floating points. That's probably the issue. It's very, very exciting. Okay. So that worked. Now we have to... Oh no, I missed my ball. There we go. I could get it stuck beneath me. Okay. However, this is going to be a problem because then it isn't going to hit every place I want it to. So when it hits the top, I'm going to have it continue with its velocity. We're not going to flip that. So it'll go that way. We'll hit on here. That feels more like proper breakout style. Okay. When I just hold down the movement key, the game just slows down. Could make my bricks look a little cooler. Where am I creating bricks? Let's do... Look at my cool bricks. Is there modulus? There has to be modulus, right? I just didn't write it down, but I was referencing a manual. This run's really slow. Open the PDF. Is it searching? Or is it just loading my PDF? Yeah, I spelled that right. Does it not have modules? Well, I have a cool staircase map. I could add a score and then draw the score. Oh, it got stuck up there. Interesting. I feel like playing a round of this would take way too long. I mean, even just letting the ball bounce and there's no lose state, it just just keeps going, but it's not hitting everything. I could make the ball double wide. Would that make it more fun? I don't know. But there's a really, really crappy breakout game with no end state because I didn't program that. But I figure I would just use like a score variable. And if your score equals the amount of bricks that it started with, then you would win. Let's we're gonna do that. Shmuppy. I don't know. This is a terrible game. Use A and D to move. You can break these stairs. This is a terrible game. This is a bad game. Blocks. There we go. There's the game. I might add on to it later, but honestly, I don't know. I might do some more game design planning in my notebook. and think of something a little bit more like turn-based we could do. But I think I'm done with this for now. I might take a break. I could go play some Dawn Trail. I could stream Dawn Trail, but who would want to watch that? There's plenty of fancier Final Fantasy XIV streamers. And I'm not going to have much interesting to say about it. It's a game! Yeah. I'm just thinking of like, if this is what I made in the 1980s, would I play it? Maybe not. Of course, you know, I did have BASIC in the 90s. I mostly made text-based games because back then, with Power Basic, I didn't know how to draw any graphics. So it was all text. And I didn't know how to use like if statements, so it's just mostly text. And not a lot of making choices. Okay, well we have this. I'm gonna like restart the game so I can get a screenshot. Why don't I see? I have to get it during the draw phase. No! There. Well, that one's... There. There's the back of the box image. Does it look like fun? Can you tell what the gameplay is? Save it there. We'll use this as the stream screenshot. Okay. All right. Goodbye.